Okay, I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, so we can only go back so long. Decided to pick a few items that might be of interest to anybody out there of what we've kind of sold on eBay over the last little while. Right here, you're looking at a 9-hole punch. It was highly sought after in the crafting group, I guess. It got a lot of views. We were surprised. These things retail around like $60. It did take a while to sell, but we got $30 for it. This came in a liquidation pallet. Here is a little small item, like fits in the palm of your hand kind of deal. And we got $40 for this. This was in a liquidation pallet and been sitting on a shelf for many months. And one day we just picked it up and listed it, and it didn't take long to sell. $40, pretty good. We sell a lot of these battery chargers. We pull them out of anywhere. We just find them pretty much. People give us stuff, and they're in the bottom of the boxes, or and we acquire old power tools in lots that we buy, and we end up, just piecing off the chargers, testing them out, and selling them on eBay used, and we get pretty good money. $30, $40 for these things. This was a good pickup. We got this in a thrift store. I paid $10 for it. There was tons of pickers in the room when I picked it up. No idea why anybody didn't pick this up or why it was there. $320. This is something that, I don't know, maybe a lawyer would use to bring it to a coffee shop and scan a contract or something like that. It's a wireless document scanner. I have another one of these kind of items on eBay listed for like $30 or $40, a lower end one, and it hasn't sold, and it's been on eBay for a long time. This one, the Doxy-Q, sold for $320, which was our asking price. We don't do much best offer kind of stuff, and that was our asking price. Horrible pictures and everything. Sold to a guy in North York, and he gave us good feedback. He loves it, so that was a really good flip. $10 into $320. Little bit of drum hardware. I picked up a box full of it in an auction, 6 or 7 items, and this one item sold for $50. And it was, I think, just like wrapped in craft paper, if I'm not mistaken. So, good little flip. Anything satellite radio, I pick up and try to sell it anyhow. It all sells very well for me. Very fast usually. This one shipped out. The system had a little bit of issues with it. There was a missing knob on the volume button there. A couple issues with it, but it sounded great, worked great, and a guy in BC bought it for $75 plus shipping, so not bad there. We picked this up for $1 at the thrift store. I knew it was gonna flip pretty fast. I'm pretty sure it's 1997. That says in there. Anyway, so $1 sold for $29.99. I don't think it took more than a couple days. This WWF, oh yeah, 97, right? WWF stuff sells well, the older stuff, so that's pretty good. This diecast car, nothing special. We had it for a long time. Picked it up in a box full of diecast. Finally sold for $35. Buyer complained about the shipping cost. Thought I was going to have an issue with the buyer. Never did. Ended up looking, and couldn't even leave feedback to the buyer if I wanted to, because they're no longer a member on eBay. Kind of weird, but $35, not bad. Pretty good. This interesting item, fully tested it, and it went out. Sold for $160 plus shipping. Can't exactly remember where the buyer was. This thing shocks your feet or stimulates your feet or something. We tested it just with our bare hands before it went out, and it was working 100%. Buyer immediately started complaining, saying that I sold them junk and was going to tell people, basically getting at going to leave bad feedback if I didn't give them this money back. And I knew it was good going out, so I just said, open a return if you have a problem. And the return never got opened, and the item never came back, and the buyer went away. So, and that's pretty much what I learned on the Facebook groups for these eBay sellers, how to handle a situation like that. And that's how I handled it, and it worked out very well for me because kept my $160, buyer kept their item, and I don't. I guess they were just looking for a refund and to keep their item or something, and trying to scare a newish seller into just refunding their money and going away. I wasn't about to do that, knowing it was fully tested and a $160 item. So there you go. Thanks to Chris from Chris's Treasure Chest over there. I look at these DVD combo VCR recorders, and they sell well. This is, I think, the second or third unit we've sold like this. Got $80 for it. Probably paid $10 or $12. Good flip. A DVD player VCR recorder combo. So look out for those. At the brick and mortar retail store we had for a long time, we welcomed media of any sorts, DVDs, CDs, and we paid 30 cents a piece. And we would pick out the better ones, and usually these complete season DVD series or anything that looked unique or whatever, and we comp them on eBay, and we sold this for $35, and we had 35 cents in it, so pretty good flip there. Here's another good score. Paid $10 for this. Don't know why it was there. PS4 Guitar Hero Live 2 bundle. Got $200 for it. Couldn't believe it. It had the two dongles, everything there. Why it was sitting in the thrift store, I don't know. We picked up a lot of Nintendo 64 stuff, a system, a bunch of games, pieced off all the games. Done pretty well on it. You'll see a couple of those games in this video. Got $25 for Diddy Kong Racing. This N64 stuff does really well. We sold most of the cartridges already. Didn't take long. They just, as soon as they started being listed, they started selling. We'll definitely look out for vintage video game stuff. This, we had many of these, I think 60 or so. We bought them in a liquidation lot, returns, and photographed them. They were in the box, but we just photographed them outside of the box like this, because the boxes were all damaged, and some had instructions and some didn't. But and we tested them all out before they go out, so we kind of seller refurbished, as you can see here, right? So we made sure they're working, whatever, and we did really well with them. I think we paid maybe $100 for the whole box of 60, and we sold them for $10 each, and only found maybe 5% were bad, defective, maybe even less than that, a handful anyway. So pretty good liquidation lot. Not everything in liquidation is good, so please beware of that. A lot of stuff you'll find in the liquidation auctions is just people are trying to get rid of it. So you really gotta do your comps on eBay and Amazon and all that stuff, and see if these items are actually going to sell before you buy them. Because gaming controllers sell well, but gaming headsets not so much, at least not the lower end stuff. So this is some ink I bought at the store, buy sell trade kind of deal. I think we had probably too much in it, 30 or 40 bucks. I don't know why we have so much in it, but I'm pretty sure that's what we did. We paid up for it. It wasn't even brand name stuff. I think ink sells well, but it has to be brand name, and then you have to kind of know. you kind of got to know the market, I think. We've sold some ink and had success with it, but we've also had no success with other ink. I think it's an experience thing. Um, this stuff finally did sell for 80 bucks, so all in all, besides the space it took up, not a bad flip. But when you consider how much money storage costs in our business, you want stuff to turn over a little faster than that. Pretty sure this took half a year almost to sell. This something the wife found on a Facebook marketplace style kind of a group, a buy sell trade auction group or something. I think she had 13 bucks in it, and it sold very fast for 125 bucks plus shipping. We charge shipping on absolutely everything. And this buyer was very, very happy. We packed it well, and good feedback. So very good flip. I pick up thermostats everywhere I go. I think I might have had $4 or $6 in this max, and 35 bucks. Usually find them brand new on the shelf in the thrift stores. Always pick them up. This is actually our photo. We used the background burner from Bonanza to create a stock looking photo for this listing. Pretty cool. This was incomplete. I think we had 10 bucks in it. It did flip for 35, but with all the counting of pieces and yada yada yada, don't know if it was that profitable because we had an employee list this, and they probably spent the better part of an hour probably putting that together. If there's a lot of pieces, it's a high maintenance listing right there. It's not a sealed product, so. But it is what it is, 35 bucks from 10, still not bad. I probably had a coupon when I bought it, so still a little bit of money in there. Hearing aid stuff, picked up for a lot of it, sold like 4 pieces, 4 listings basically. I sold this one for 120. Got really good money out of the hearing aid stuff. Another game from the video game lot, it's a Nintendo 64 stuff. This was the Big Score video game. Conker's Bad Fur Day. Look out for that one. We got 90 bucks for this. Not sure if it was some, a variant or whatever, but good little flip. This is the consignment stuff. A lot of Three Stooges stuff. We got. Still have a bunch of the Three Stooges stuff to sell, but 30 bucks for this little flask, and it was not very big, as you can see. This came out of a liquidation lot. It's some kind of a audio headset strap, and got 140 bucks. We don't normally put hands in our pictures, but I guess sometimes we do, depending on how easy it is to photograph. I bought a ton of these CDs. I can't remember, 60 or 40 or something like that. A customer at the store gave me one of these as a freebie, and he told me to sell it on eBay. So I put it on eBay, and I sold it in less than a day for 20 bucks, one of these CDs. So I said, how many more of these do you got? And he sold me the rest of them for like 150 bucks. I think there was 40 or 60 CDs there. And we're slowly selling them at 22 bucks each. I think we had 30 bucks on the first couple. I've since dropped the price to 22. It says we still have 2 available, but we have a bunch more. I'll just increase that. I'm trying to not flood the market. They sell. Every buyer has been in the United States, and they seem pretty happy with them. It's just a promotional CD from dealership, Chrysler or whatnot, and they were going to be going in the dumpster. And this guy picked them up, sold a bunch on eBay himself, and then pieced off the rest to me, and I'm slowly selling them on eBay. We've got our money back definitely on them, and making nothing but profit, but they take a while to sell, that's for sure. These have an unusual amount of interest in them. Unfortunately, we sold this one and it got returned, and that's something I'd like to talk about, as the buyer made up a big story saying it seized up and it didn't work and blah blah blah. And I said, to myself, that can't be true. You know, I tested this thing thoroughly. So I immediately accepted the return, and it came back, and I was expecting a different fish. I was expecting to get ripped off or something. Opened it up, put it on the bench, tested it. It worked fine, both with batteries and with a power adapter. And I called eBay. I was like, I don't understand why somebody would do this, make up some story about how it seizes up and this and that. And this item works fine, both tested with batteries and with an adapter. I can't believe I'm on the hook for shipping both ways. And they immediately told me that buyers like this are on eBay, and it happens from time to time. And what happened is we closed the return and accepted it, but they told me to call back the next day and appeal it, and I did. And what happened is the buyer gets a mark on their account because they opened a faulty item not as described return, and that's not good. eBay doesn't like that. So, and eBay gave me back my return shipping anyway, which is something, not both there and back, just the return shipping. But eBay was really nice about it. They kind of helped me out there, and I'm pretty happy about that. I got a little bit of my money back, and I still have my item, which I can sell again. And the buyer's, he's been flagged on the eBay system, and if he keeps doing stuff like this, I don't know why he would do that. Maybe it was buyer's remorse and he just didn't want it, but it's not right to open up a return and say that it's this and that and it's broken, and when it's not, and it wasn't. I still don't know why somebody exactly would do it, but apparently, according to the rep I spoke to on the phone, eBay has buyers like this. So in most cases, with returns on eBay, I will end up just telling the buyer to keep the item and refund the money, and just, I don't want to deal with it, Just try and keep everybody happy. But when you've tested something and somebody makes a claim like that against you, I just took the return, and I had a funny feeling about it, and sure enough, it worked out. I got my item back, and I got some shipping back, so I'm kind of happy with the result. Would have been nice for shipping both ways, but I'll take what I can get. Super Mario, another one of these games. We got 40 bucks for this one. That was out of that video game lot. Picked up these. There was 2 Tony Little systems in this bag I bought for, I think, $9, $10 at the thrift store. So we got 2 separate listings, and we got 40 bucks plus shipping for this one. It's just a rubber band and 2 poles and a DVD, basically. And I guess Tony Little shows you how to use it and different exercises you can do with it. But this weird exercise, old exercise stuff, seems to be selling okay. This is something the wife found lying around the house. It's just from a Wii game, Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles. We got 20 bucks plus shipping. Bop It, this is the second one we've sold. Used Bop It seemed to do okay. This one wasn't even in that great a shape. It had some residue, or like some kind of a burn mark or something here. You can see we couldn't get it off. We tried and disclosed it. Still got 30 bucks for it. I think we might have had $5 or $6 in it. Picked up a lot of 25 of these, 24 maybe, in an auction a while back. They don't even have an alarm on them. They're just simply a strobe that I guess maybe it's for the hearing impaired people. I'm not sure. Not a great buy. Selling them for $19 each. We've sold 3. Still got 18 available. So, yeah. So what's that? I'm sure that we padded the number. I'm pretty sure there's 24 that I bought of these. I might have 60 bucks or more into them. I don't even think I've got my money back yet. They're taking a really long time to sell, and they take up space. Not a great buy, but eventually we'll get our money back from them, and I might end up sending them to the auction because I'm sick of looking at them in the storage unit. Weights, I was surprised to see weights, ankle weights sold to somebody in Quebec, which isn't that far from us. Not bad, reasonable shipping, but 19 bucks for these ankle weights. They were in a pallet, pretty much brand new, open box kind of deal. But yeah, 10 pounds each, I think. So maybe 20 pounds in total being shipped. But I was surprised they sold. I picked this up for 10 bucks at the Salvation Army. It sold very fast. Sony didn't even have Sony in the title, which I should have. But there you go. 10 bucks. It was this stuff was all installed in the gun. I don't think the Salvation Army knew what it was, but it sold in a week or so for 50 bucks. Bought a box of Transformer stuff at the store, buy sell trade deal. I think we paid 30 or 40, maybe 20 bucks for the box of Transformers. And got a bunch of listings up. Pain in the ass because you got to transform these if you want to photograph them well. And you got to kind of learn about the toy and research to make sure they got all the pieces. We'll do well on it, but very time consuming to list. Got 40 bucks for this one. Okay guys, that's it for this video. It's not always sold in the last little while, but it's some cool stuff. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff that you guys do here on YouTube. And thanks for tuning in. See you.